You look like shit. Train the muscles, not the joints. So welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today is the Friday Q&A. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a couple questions here, and then you're going to get little clips of me working out and fooling around in the background at the same time. So yeah, it'll be one of those blended videos once again. So hopefully that's not too disappointing to you. But anyway, this guy named Frank Peters, shout out to Frank. Hey, thanks for messaging me and commenting and everything. And he's asking if there are more or less effective ways to stimulate progress through rep ranges. So, you know, changing reps every workout or so, or every few weeks, is there like some sort of structure for that? Now, that's a good question. And ultimately what I've done is feel my way through the process. And I know some people say feeling, oh, that's just a waste of time. What are you talking about? What if I can't feel my muscles properly or feel my body and what it's responding to? What do I do then? You know, more often than not, what I do is I come up with a structure, follow that, and then deviate from time to time. Now, I know that sounds very general, but really what I do is say, oh, I'm going to do 4 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps. That's my main workout. And then the odd day, I will include different rep ranges and see what happens.
You're such a loser, you got long hair. Just a loser. Get a haircut. I know, right? This looks like a total man. This guy just looks like a total dweeb, long hair. Who's he think he is?
So is there the perfect rep range and the perfect training program and the perfect way to structure this? And I'd say no. I mean, each person will be a little bit different, but the standard thing out there is people will go 6 weeks and do a strength training program, and then they'll go to a higher rep hypertrophy program, and they'll split it up that way. But what I found is more effective is for me to have a general vibe to my week, and then the odd workout, I will deviate from that.
Some people wonder why I have a camera in front of me. It's because I can't make friends. There's a guy named Brad, you know, he's just giving me the eyes right here, and he knows that I'm just weird. He's like, what's wrong with that guy? Well, it's because I don't have any friends. Nobody will spot me, nothing, you know. I have to actually get my brother to spot me. Well, you know, it's a lonely life. It's a lonely life, you know. I should be okay. If I die, nobody care anyway, so who cares, right? No, I'm good. I should be good. I should be good. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll stand behind you. I know. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right, man. Oh, the place of glory.
So if you're looking for a structure, one way to do this is to just change your rep ranges weekly. In 1 week you can do 15 to 20 reps, and another week you can do 10 to 15 reps, and another week you can do 5 to 8 reps, you know, and try to work around your rep ranges that way. That's one way of doing it.
Did I just talk to myself? I think I just talked to myself. I said, good job. That's weird.
Another way you can do this is to just mix the reps up during the week. Right? So Monday to Tuesday, you might do a different rep range. Wednesday, Thursday, another rep range. Friday, another rep range. It just depends on how your workout is structured, but you can change the rep ranges up like that. And I find the rep ranges changing is really effective for you hitting different muscle fiber types.
Bang! Oh, good, man. How you doing? I'm an easy guy to miss. Unless I'm speaking, and then you can't miss me.
Now, it's important to note that there are a lot of different programs out there that really are like recipes for different rep ranges at certain times, and in some of my programs I talk about this. I have different rep ranges for certain days, and there is a certain strategy around that. But is it the only strategy? I would say absolutely not. There are different strategies, and depending on who you talk to will depend on what opinion they have on it. Okay,
so when I go narrower on the bench, then I hit a little bit more of the tricep. My tricep hits failure long before my chest does, so that's why my grip's a little bit wider. I find that just seems to hit my chest best, but it might be different for you.
So another comment from Sadiq Stevens, or Sadiq Stevens. He's asking me if you have to compete to be considered a real bodybuilder. And bodybuilding is really something that you do in the gym. It isn't necessarily something you have to do on stage, because what you're doing is building the body, right? So that's done with weight training, done with your diet. You don't have to step on stage, but a lot of people have stepped on stage, and myself included, to establish credibility as a person that has established a certain amount of proficiency in bodybuilding. So when you win and compete through showing off the muscles and learning how to burn off all that body fat and get shredded to the bone, you know, all that kind of stuff, it shows a certain level of mastery. But by no means do you have to compete in order for that to happen. So you can consider yourself a bodybuilder. If you're lifting weights, if you're eating to build muscle or to lose fat, you're basically a bodybuilder. Bottom line, you know, you might be a good bodybuilder or a bad one, you know, that doesn't matter, but you're a bodybuilder for sure, 100%. So a guy named G asked me why I started bodybuilding instead of powerlifting like my father? Well, I saw what kind of condition my dad's body was in after about 20 years, 30 years of powerlifting, and I said, well, I don't want that to happen to me. I want to continue to be able to train. I don't want my knees flaring up just walking down the street, or shoulder to be so bad, like a frozen shoulder, all this kind of stuff. So I said, hey, let's see, maybe there's something to be learned from this. You know, most people don't have the benefit of 2 generations of training, let alone having a twin brother to also compare results in the gym with, right? So I started to train, and I started trying to do deadlifts on the floor, and I was okay. My strength got okay in doing that. But what I found was that my joints seemed to take more of a beating than the muscles, and at some point it seemed to be more counterproductive. Just like when I touched my chest when I was doing bench press, I found that my delts were getting awesome development, but my chest was just not ever getting sore or anything. So I had to change my training around. Now, of course, my training is different now in some way just because of the hockey injuries, but that's a different thing to consider. But my ranges of motion ultimately were perfect. When my shoulder was sitting in the joint properly without the torn labrum, when I was not touching my chest was getting absolute great development from that type of technique, and it was perfect. So of course, you know, as you go about life, sometimes things change and you have to change things around, but that's the thing I liked about bodybuilding. Bodybuilding allowed you to work with what's happening in the body in that moment, where powerlifting doesn't. Powerlifting says, no, you got to lift this weight this way exactly on this day. Otherwise, you are not really doing the sport properly. You will not win.
See, here and there, I'm just trying to get in a little bit more of a squeeze just to get that pec squeezed up here. So see if we get these little things pumped up.
So Brad's 1989 is asking about bulking without counting calories. Now, you would think that this would be easy because all you gotta do is just eat whatever you want. But the thing is, if you eat too much garbage, you'll put on just a lot of fat, but really not much muscle. So I think a general rule would be to stick to protein with every meal and add your carbs or your fats to each meal, depending on how your body responds. Some people like higher fat in their diet, some people like higher carbs in their diet, right? That would be a way that you could start.
You see I'm hitting fatigue, right? Because I'm not used to all these sets. So now I'm gonna lower the weight down to 85s, 90s, maybe 80s, just to get more reps and get more of a pump, right?
Now, if you find that you're putting on a lot of body fat, you're putting on, you know, several pounds of body fat every week, or you can really pinch, you know, an inch or pinch a foot off that stomach, then you know just to lower that energy food a little bit and replace it with protein. You know, just to take out a portion of fat a day, take out a portion of carbs a day, and that's really where you start. And that's really how I do this. I just don't count calories. I just go on how my body's responding. If I look fatter the next week, I look at, generally speaking, what am I eating every day, and where can I just lower it just by 1 portion or 2.
Watch out, slow motion walk coming through.
So Jordan Tate asked me if I'm playing a hench version of the Joker or something like that in the next Batman movie or something like that. Whatever that is, a hench version. I don't know what that means. But anyway, no, I haven't been asked by anybody at DC Comics or anywhere else to play the Joker. But I was wearing a green shirt with a purple hoodie in one of my videos, so I guess that's where that question came from. So, no, Jordan, sorry to disappoint you. I will not be the Joker, but you never know. We put the feelers out there. I'll talk to my agent. You talk to your people. I'll talk to my people, and maybe we can work something out. Maybe I can get a motion picture deal or something like that. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Flash Errol is asking me if there's a way of increasing height. And I'm going to tell you, by looking at these poses right here, do you think I would be this height if there was a way of increasing height? I don't think so. I would probably be about 7 feet 7, and people would tremble before me and call me the mountain or something like that. I don't know. They come up with a bunch of nicknames. And yes, I would still be lifting weights in bodybuilding. Yes, I would still do that no matter what height I was. But on a serious note, can you increase your height? Yeah, through stretching your joints a little bit, you can increase your height temporarily because you can alleviate some of the compression in the discs. So some people use inversion tables or they hang upside down, all that kind of stuff. But you know, the change is just temporary. It just will expand your spaces between your vertebrae a little bit and increase your height for a moment. But yeah, it's nothing permanent. So sorry to disappoint you about that. So this concludes the Friday Q&A. And thanks a lot for watching and commenting and asking your questions and everything. And make sure you share my stuff. You guys know how it works. You just click the share button and clicky, you know how it works. All right, take care for now.